The deal. Tap in, tap in. Let's go with my folks out there today. It was a beautiful day in the neighborhood. Beautiful day in the neighborhood. Would you be mine? Would you be mine? What the business is. I see a couple of YouTubers got surrounded by the law today. I don't know how real that is, but that's what they saying. Well, his wife came on there and said it. I guess they surrounded the nigga today. It's kind of whack though, right? Wild shit. Pray, hope he ain't go to jail. And if he did, hope he get bail. You know? You know, nobody in jail, man. That shit weak. But one thing I learned, man, you can't be putting negative shit out in the world. And expect the positive results. And he be talking crazy on here, the motherfuckers. You know? So, ain't no telling, man. Niggas could have hit him with the flock move. Motherfuckers be doing that. They know your address. They send the law there. A lot of bozo shit going on. You know, shout out to Loose Cannon, man. Hope he busts through that joint. And they don't keep me for long. But LA County, a motherfucker. He in that bullpen. He in that motherfucker taking phase right now, though, for sure. He taking phase for sure. But hope he don't. What's up with the following though? We almost at 400. I think we only got like 3 more subscribers, 2 more subscribers, and we'll be at 400. I'm gonna raffle the names off. Pick the gift we gonna send. Build it from there. I wanted to touch on a couple things though. Oh man. One of them I want to touch on is these YouTubers, man. They be on here beefing like a motherfucker. I don't understand how you can beef with somebody you don't know, but that's what they be doing. Feuding with each other, beefing with each other. Mainly about another nigga. Like a lot of that shit, all this shit I seen came from the situation with Meech, which I can't really understand because the man got down. I mean, you know, they gon' I guess Detroit trying to ride for him. But the fact of the matter is the man told, man. You know. I told him 2 instances actually. One, him and his brother was the first one to set pleas. Then when he went into take his plea, he said everybody that was on the indictment with him worked for him. So anybody that didn't cop out really couldn't. I mean, anybody who didn't cop out couldn't go to trial because they had a statement of the kingpin saying you worked for him. That's number one. Then number two, it's a federal law and state statute law that any witness, federal or state, any government informant, state informant, federal or state, cannot get on the stand and mention anyone's name that's not prevalent to the case. Meaning, you can't get on the stand and just be like, the rabbit did this and you didn't go over with the prosecutor or whoever you working or any agent you working with, and say the rabbit name in the case. So on the stand, you cannot bring the rabbit up. That's just the law. So only person's names that you can admit in open court is people that's involved in the case. And Tammy actually, uh, Tammy actually said Meech's name a few times in the case. So, by her saying a few names in the case, saying his name a few times in the case, meaning he's on it. Um, and I've been trying to push that, just not so much just trying to tell people the law, basically. Not so much as, trying to slander him, just telling people how the law works. That under the government statute, and the state statute, if you're testifying, you gotta, your testimony has to be related to the case. So you can't bring anyone's name up in the testimony in open court and them not have nothing to do with the case. It just doesn't work that way. They're going to strike it from the record. They're going to tell I forget her name right now. The lady or man, whoever be typing on the side of the judge. Not the Bella. What is her name? It's usually a woman. I forgot her name. Anyway, it'll come to me. The lady, anybody knows how the court procedures go, you know what I'm talking about. The lady to be typing on the typewriter. That's where the paperwork comes in at. She was the one that types anything that's said in open court, anything that's said inside of any meetings with the judge, the prosecutor, your lawyers, anything. She's in there typing. So that's where the paperwork comes from. So people don't know where the paperwork comes from. Everybody talking about, oh man, what the paperwork? The paperwork comes from the lady or the man who's typing in the courtroom. That's where the paperwork comes from. So she cannot type up anything that doesn't remain to the case. That's where the paperwork comes from. So, with that being said, when homegirl said Meech's name in open court, they didn't hit her with perjury. They didn't strike his name from the record. They left it on there because he was involved in the case. He was actually CSI 2. The reason why he was CSI 2 is because he was working with the agent and Tammy to solicit the buyer and the seller. Okay, the seller was the Mexican Suarez, and the buyer was Cuffy. And by him giving Tammy his power of attorney, she was able to facilitate the sale without him being there, because that's why he gave her his power of attorney. That's basically how it works. It's just sad that people don't know the law. That's why I tell people, man, stay out the streets if you don't know the law. You know what I mean? If you don't understand the law, you don't know the law, in the streets is something you shouldn't be in. It's just that simple. And it's structured that way. The majority of us are illiterate to the law. Don't know how to read paperwork. And you're basically illiterate. And they love that. They love the fact that we're illiterate to the law, because then you don't know. You don't know how to fight them. You don't know where to start to fight them. You don't know how to file your appeal, your motions, or anything. Try to get you back and re-sentencing, anything. So that's why it takes people for years to get in the law library and learn the law. But so I done seen these dudes, they done start fighting each other, they calling each other out, they going they going in each other's past, all type of weird shit, all over one man. And I just think it's real frivolous. But when I comment on it, when I say, man, it's a state and federal statute law that anyone testifying in open court, whether it's state or federal, that they could not mention anyone's name that's not on the paperwork. They won't answer that question because anyone that's prevalent to the law, no, he's right. So by her saying his name in open court, they didn't strike it from the record. They didn't hit it with perjury. They didn't stop the case and say, wait a minute, we got to address what she just said. That person is not involved in the case. We have not debriefed her on that name. None of that. He's on the case. You don't need any paperwork for that. That's just common sense. So for the most part, do it matter? No. You got some that's going to stand with him and some that's going to stand against him. That's just how it is now. It's air, don't care. It doesn't matter. The area I grew up in, it mattered. Just like I told him he was on PC. I have put a video out of a guy who said he was locked up with Lil Barbie, who was in the cartel. And Lil Barbie got a lot of time. He's one of the head dudes, and he was one of the part of the ones that dealt with the Sinaloa and what was the other cartel he was with? They killed them too. They ended up beefing with the three brothers ended up beefing with Chapo anyway. So he was working with them. He ended up getting knocked first American to be really charged as leader of the cartel, and he was from America. Well, he was in the prison with one of the guys who was on the podcast with another informant. This guy, it's a white guy. He was actually telling in prison, and he'll tell you that he was jumping on people's cases from in prison, calling his lawyer, telling his lawyer, look, I know this dude, he just told me this. How much time can you get me off? Da-da-da-da-da. And he ended up getting out from doing that shit. Got his time reduced from doing that so many times. Ended up getting out. So a guy was sitting on there on his podcast, and he was talking about how Lil Barbie was trying to preach church and all this and all that. But he was on a PC yard. We kept running him up top. Every time he come out there, run him up top. He got to go do years in the hole till they send him somewhere else. And that's what they were doing to Meech. Because it had came out that on his plea what he did, and that he was on the paperwork with Cuffy. He really had his homeboys blow down on him on the yard with an affidavit, telling him to sign it. Meech couldn't sign the affidavit because he was in bed with him. You think he stayed on that yard? No. He got moved. Put him in the hole, and they moved him. You don't go back to your unit and then they just move you from your unit. No. You go to the hole, pack it up, go to your hole, you sit in the hole for 6 to 8 months, maybe a year, and then they ship you to another prison until they can find you somewhere comfortable. That's how he ended up on the same prison with Terrence Gangsta Williams, which I stated that, and they really ran from it. But like I said, man, this generation it's everything they see. Most of them don't read, and they can't read. Half of them is illiterate, so they can't read. You know what I mean? So it's more what they see. You know what I mean? So, and what they know. And he was a folk hero. But Cuffy been trying to get that paperwork out for the longest. For the longest, he been trying to get that paperwork out. Wasn't able to. But he finally did. And now it done raised hell. He finally did, and the guy in the hands of 50 who was in business with them. And now he got his shine. Now he got his shine. So shout out to him, man. You know? God burn you in court. You got a right to talk about it. That's my gripe. People act like you can't talk about somebody burning you in open court. If somebody burns you in open court, you got a right to talk about it. You do. Cold-heartedly. You know what I mean? So, but that's just internet for you, man. You know? That's just like loose cannon. Or they gonna really talk crazy about loose cannon now. So, police have been around this crib. Now they going, well, what they got you for? No. Well, when you live your life on social media, anything that happens to you, they expect you to broadcast that also. That's just how it works now. You know? So you try to stay as private as you can, man. If you can. Try not to make any enemies on here. Do your content and keep it moving. You know? That's about it. Do your content, keep it moving. And, you know? Try to be as discreet as possible. You know what I mean? That's basically the gist of it all. You know? And be outside a lot. See, I be outside. You know what I'm saying? Like right now, I'm at my condo. You know? I be at my shop a lot. For sure, because I'm running a business. But I also got a condo. I have a home. Um, I'll be outside too. You might catch me eating out at a restaurant or moving around, that sort of thing. You know? So I also do that too. So I don't just sit inside of a studio all day like some of these guys do. Honestly, I can't. I can't just sit inside somewhere for fucking all day, every day, and just report from there with a microphone in my face. I ain't one of them, man. I gotta move around. I gotta be moving sometimes. And it's cool sometimes to be in there. No doubt it is. Sometimes it ain't. Sometimes I need to move around. I need to shave. I think I might do that tomorrow. But that's basically it, man. Um, I just be trying to bring y'all some news, you know, some good news. You know, Trump wouldn't fucking get at Zelensky like he did, and Europe went and backed him. Now he pissed. He pissed Europe backed him, which was what's gonna happen once they seen how he did him in that White House and Oval Office. And Europe, they saying shit. It's time for them to stand up, man. They're like shit. United States been acting like they bossing us around. They only one country. We're fucking 70 countries over here, 40 countries over here. So it's time for us to show our nuts, let our nuts hang. And I think that's what they're doing now, which ain't a bad thing, you know. Um, and the gist of it, man, they don't like Russia, they don't like Korea, North Korea, they don't like Russia, and they don't like China. And it's crazy because that's who's backing Russia, Korea, China. They backing Russia. He ran to Russia to help him with that war. He did. Damn sure did. And they backing his ass too. They backing his ass. Yeah, I just got on here, tap in with y'all, see what y'all doing. Like I said, we're at might be like 398 or something like that. So you're almost there. We get to 400. We're gonna hold the raffle. Find out who you are. Contact you, and get your info. Send you a gift. You know, I ain't gonna be on here that long because the longer I be, the longer it take for my videos to go up, for them to publish on here. So I noticed that. So if I keep it under like 20 minutes, it'll go out today. You know, so I might tap in a little later. What time is it? 8 o'clock. I might tap in with the nightcap about like 12. But y'all like, follow, subscribe. It's NBR till death. Like I said, we get to 400. And we're gonna send out y'all gifts. Holla.